Good evening. Welcome. We're ready to go. My name is Craig Updegrove. I help to coordinate these Jazz Vespers concerts. We are in for such a great evening of Christmas jazz, and it's all for such a great cause. This is the 8th annual Christmas Jazz Vespers, and it's hard to believe that with tonight's concert, we are completing our 10th year of these concerts. So thank you for your support. Your program will have links there to our Facebook page. Please follow us. It's a good way to stay in touch and know what's coming up. There's also a reference to our YouTube playlist where you can see videos from many of our past performances. Normally, these Jazz Vespers occur at 4 p.m., and the next one will be February 16, and we'll have our third visit from the outstanding Los Angeles pianist Bill Cunliffe. He's just terrific. He's a Grammy Award winner, multiple Emmy nominations. He's been the pianist for Frank Sinatra, Freddie Hubbard, James Moody. I can safely say he may be the best jazz pianist you will ever hear. So that'll be February 16th, 4 p.m., Valentine's Day weekend. So he'll probably be doing some thematic material related to that. Tonight we're having a 90-minute program. It'll be one long set of music. In the middle, we're going to have a short meditation by our wonderful pastor, John D'Elia. Because it's a 90-minute program, if you feel a need to powder your nose anywhere in there, there are restrooms around out back and around at the patio. There's also a restroom at the far back corner of the sanctuary here. After the concert, please join us over in our fellowship hall for a reception. We'll have some wine and cheese and crackers and cookies and chocolates, good conversation. The musicians will be going over there too. And we would appreciate it if you, after the concert, if you could let the musicians pack up here so they can get over to the reception. You'll be able to visit with them over there. Each year at Christmas Jazz Vespers, we donate 100% of the proceeds from this concert to a deserving charity. And we're able to do that again this year with the generous sponsoring of the musicians by Mike and Dee Dee Patrick. Thank you. It's a wonderful gift. Thank you. There's no charity that I can think of that's more deserving than this year's organization, the Food Bank of San Luis Obispo. And to give you some more information about that organization, what they do, please welcome the Chief Executive Officer, Molly Kern.
First invited me to speak this evening, I really was thinking a lot about some of the commonalities between music and food, especially during the holiday season. And at the Slow Food Bank, right now, believe it or not, we are serving more people than we ever have, including during the depths of the pandemic. We're serving about more than 45,000 people every single month, some of them more than once in that time period. And our commitment and our joy is really not only in making sure that they have fresh, delicious, nourishing food, but also all of the ingredients that they need to build families, to share love with one another through food. And I think that there is so much of that truth and that connection and community that also comes when we get to listen to incredible music with one another. And in the holiday season, I might be biased, I think there's no better feeling than sharing food with the people you love. There's really, for me and my family growing up on the Central Coast, no clearer language of connection and community than in cooking for and sharing meals with one another. But I have to say, having heard some of the amazing musicians we're going to hear this evening before, I would say that music is a very close second. And we are just so honored and so grateful that each of you are spending this night in community together here, but also that you're extending your care and support to so many of our neighbors throughout SLO County who are going through a tough time. So thank you so much. We are incredibly grateful for your support and for all of the love and compassion that you extend to your neighbors, not only during the Christmas season, but every single day. Thank you.
Your ticket has already been a donation, but if you want to make an additional donation to the food bank, there are some collection boxes as you exit the sanctuary there. If you happen to be writing a check, it would be best to make your check out to the First Presbyterian Church, and we'll make sure that all of those funds get to the food bank. I wanted to also give an appreciation to our dedicated volunteers from the church, a wonderful group of people who each concert, they make these concerts happen by the things they do. I'm talking about Ray and Nancy McKelvey, Tim and Margot Smith, Kathy Wolf, Susan Updegrove, Pam Rodewald, Terry Cueto, Mike and Clarice Milanese, Pat Lamprecht, Mike Suddarth, who should be credited with his initial concept and persistence to get this concert series started. Also, Ian Ravenal and Lloyd Isola back there on the sound and video booth. Please give them a warm round. I look forward to tonight's event all year long. There's so many things in the world to feel worried and discouraged about, but tonight is about uplifting our spirits and nourishing our souls. I'm so thankful to these musicians. Obviously, what we'll hear tonight is not their usual repertoire, and they spend extra time to prepare these tunes and arrangements for us. So that's a great gift. So Inga Swearingen will be joining the band shortly, but for now, please welcome the Dave Becker Quartet.
I can run for a touchdown, see if anyone's chasing me and I have to run down.
very warm in here. I'm glad I didn't wear a coat. Just because of all the lovely faces. And what a great time of year. Sometimes it's a really difficult time of year for people. And you need moments like this. And I had a tough year. But this moment right now is just telling everybody, it's like, yeah, the Christmas tree had some jagged edges on it, but right now I get to put the star on top of the tree. And that's this moment right now. And thank you all for being here. And right now I'd like to do a duet with Marshall. and I just love the fact that so many of you are here because of this person that I want to bring up right now. Please welcome the lovely, talented Inga Swearingen.
into the same space and have a concert today with a choir of 5 and 6-year-olds, and then 7 to 9-year-olds, and 9 to 12, and 12 to 18-year-olds. So there's 4 choirs in the Central Coast Youth Chorus, and it was so sweet. This is such an amazing space to hold such music and community, and thank you so much for having us. It's really wonderful. With Mary.
So now it's time for the message.
I love that last song. So my name's John D'Elia. I'm the pastor here. I get to be in this room a lot, but I see lots of faces that I don't often get to see, and so I'm really glad that you're here tonight. This is one of our it's one of our favorite events during the course of the year, and not least because this is an event that welcomes people from the community that might not normally show up here on a Sunday. I'm just going to look up here and make eye contact with everybody. So you're about to be a little bit bugged with me. How's that for an opening line? Especially those of you who have not had dinner yet. Because I'm going to talk about food. And not just food, but the food I grew up with my Italian grandmother. Yeah, it was great. I mean, it didn't matter if it was a special occasion or a Wednesday or whatever. The food at my grandmother's house was so unbelievably good. And all homemade, and the house would start to smell like whatever you were going to have for dinner sometime around 10 in the morning. And it was just a wonderful thing. And holidays were all of that and even more. Holidays were the only time my grandmother made her homemade lasagna. From the noodles to the tomatoes and the sauce, all of them made by her. Well, at least, or grown by her. You know what I mean. But the Christmas season always takes me back to those meals. I love talking about food, which the members of the congregation here will know already. There are so many stories about food in the Bible, and about hunger, and about all things kind of related to sitting around and having a meal. When the Israelites were wandering in the desert for 40 years and not at all happy about it, they were grumbling. And here's how God responded to them. I have heard the grumbling of the Israelites. Tell them, at twilight you will eat meat, and in the morning you will be filled with bread, and then you will know that I am the Lord your God. Food was proof for God for the Israelites. When God's people were released from exile and were just sort of sitting stunned about what had happened to them, one of their prophets told them to celebrate with a feast. Nehemiah said, go and enjoy choice food and sweet drinks, and send some to those who have nothing prepared. Not a bad piece of advice for those of us who are going to enjoy some tasty food and sweet drinks over the next few years, to save some for those who have nothing prepared. For Christians here in this church, we celebrate once a month with a meal. We call it communion. It's just a small piece of bread or a cracker and some juice, but even our remembering of who Jesus was focuses on sitting around at a table for a meal. It's a privilege that not everyone gets to enjoy. Jesus said, blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, but he didn't mean by that anyone should go hungry. During this time of parties and candies and big family feasts and celebrations, it's good for us to remember that some of our neighbors are struggling, that some of our neighbors are hungry, that they have kids who aren't getting enough to eat, let alone to feast on. That's where the work of the Slow Food Bank comes in. They're the recipient, as we've already heard today, of the proceeds from this concert. The Slow Food Bank opened in 1989. I read on Valentine's Day. How perfect is that? And I read that they served, along with their partners, 39,000 meals a month. But I was corrected today that it was 45,000 meals a month. 45,000. Almost 90% of all of the support that you give them will go to the work of providing food for people who need it. Let that sink in for a moment. 90%. The first line of their mission statement at Slow Food Bank says, "Every human being has the right to nutritious food, regardless of the reasons that they may not be able to obtain it for themselves." No judgment, no interrogation, no having to sit through a sermon to get your meal, and no blame. Just some help so that families and kids can get the food that they need, so that they can get back on their feet in a country that doesn't provide much help for people who are in need. There was a point in Jesus' ministry where his disciples were worried that he was working too hard and not taking care of himself, that as he was traveling and teaching and healing, and in one story, his disciples encouraged him to stop and eat something. And he said, "My food is to do the will of him who sent me, and to finish his work." I'm guessing he still ate some dinner, but you get the point. Whatever your faith tradition might be, and we celebrate the diversity of this community and of this event, whatever your own faith might look like, we can all learn a little something from what Jesus said about his own life and mission. Jesus came to show us a better way, a way where everyone is welcome, everyone is loved, and everyone is fed. That was his food, as he said himself. Maybe that can be a place where we find our own nourishment, too. As we enjoy the beautiful music tonight and as we move into the holiday season, let me thank you for your support of the Slow Food Bank. I hope that your own celebrations, whether it's Christmas or Hanukkah or some other holiday, I hope your festive season is full of love and friendship and amazing food. Thanks for everything you do to make this community a fairer and more just place. Thanks for everything you do to share love with each other and with your neighbors. I'm going to nerd out as an English major and say that the very first line of Shakespeare's Twelfth Night is, "If music be the food of love, play on." So let's get back to the music. You guys, play on.
I just want to take this moment to introduce you to everyone in the band. Inga, you have met, but Marshall Otwell on. And then you have Dylan Johnson on the and one of the most sensitive drummers I've ever played with, Daryl Vandruff. So now it's Inga's turn for a little duet with Marshall. And so a guy walks into a bar. More tunes for you, and the last time we played this together, I think the other Daryl was playing drums, but it was a video that we made during COVID when the Quest faculty put on like a holiday concert. I don't know if anyone saw that video, but that took days of my life. Editing video back when I was slower. And we're going to do that one for you. One of the tunes from that concert. This is What Are You Doing New Year's Eve?
Keeping score. Which horn have I not played tonight? Yes, exactly. So, I mean, if you're going to play a saxophone on Silent Night, I say. And my pockets to play this.
This will be our most sensitive number.
Thanks for reminding me.
One, two.
Silent night.